Hey guys, how's it going? This is AO Storm welcoming you to the first ever Etiquette For Aholes podcast. You might be wondering what you're listening to. What is Etiquette For Aholes? I can tell you that. It's started out as a book. Now it's a couple of different books available on Amazon. And what we like to do is take a look at the world, what's going on, specifically with those people out there that drive you crazy, that are the selfish, entitled, just out for me kind of people, the people, they got the Bluetooth headset on in a 7-Eleven, cutting you in line and completely oblivious, It's the guy just sitting at a green light, no idea what's going on, you're stuck behind him, and then he makes it, and you're stuck, and you gotta sit through another cycle, and you just want to scream. Those are a-holes, right? I mean, that's what an a-hole is to me. Somebody that just doesn't care about anybody else, and those people deserve to be made fun of. They need to be laughed at. They need to be shamed. They need, they need people like us to come together, and that's what Etiquette For A-Holes is. It's going to be a chance for, people to vent and share and laugh, and I'm going to talk about what's on my mind, but I want to talk to everybody else, see what's going on with you guys. We got all the regular stuff. We got a Twitter at the letter E, the number 4 a-holes at E4A-holes. Tweet us, man. Tweet us pictures of people being a-holes. Tweet us jokes. Tweet us stories. Tweet us whatever you want. I'll retweet them. I'll respond. Share stories of my own. Get it off your chest. We got, Twitter, we got Facebook, we got a YouTube channel, we got all the stuff you'd expect everybody to have these days, but we're never going to ask you for money. We don't have any sponsors. We don't want any sponsors. We just want to have a nice little podcast here. It's going to be short, 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week, where, I just bring up a different topic. Maybe it's something you guys brought it up. Maybe it's something I got something to share with everybody else. And that's what we'll talk about. We'll tell stories, we'll make jokes, we'll do whatever we got to do to kind of give everybody an outlet, because let's be honest, nobody out there's picking a fight with these people. Nobody's calling them on their bullshit. That's why they get away with it, because we all just bite our lip, go about our day, and, pretend they're going to get theirs, but they never do. So it's time we started kind of calling attention to it. Now, here's the other side of that, though. I don't know, like to say there's a little a-hole in all of us, it's like that Catholic original sin, whether you want to admit it or not. There's things you do that probably some other people aren't too big of fans of, and a lot of times you're going to listen and you're going to go, God, he's nailed it. Like that, man, those people drive me crazy. But then sometimes you're going to hear and you're going to go, wait a minute. What? I don't see what's so bad about that. And light bulb on. There you go. That means, right, you're being an a-hole. So, and that's okay. Maybe it's a chance for you to acknowledge that. Who knows? Maybe it's a chance for you to get pissed at me, pissed at other people, and say I'm wrong. Whatever. That's what we're gonna do. And I'll give you an example. That's all we're doing today. This is a nice introduction. You don't know me, I don't know you. There's a million podcasts out there. Why would you listen to this one when it's everything's, is competing for your time? And the reason is we're going to be here. Not going to take up a huge part of your day, but we're going to be here 5 days a week. You got a lot of people, comedians, athletes that think, man, podcasting sounds fun. And they start out, and then once a week turns into once every 2 weeks, turns into once a month, and then they're gone. Who's got time? You don't want to invest. It's like a relationship. You don't want to go on a couple of dates and then not know where you stand. So I'm here to tell you where I stand, and that's I'm going to be here, John Cusack style, say anything, stereo over my head every day. So get on board if you like. If not, thanks for trying it. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, an example of what we might be about, who knows, we'll see where this thing goes, is everybody's talking about the Confederate flag. What are we going to do about the Confederate flag? Well, I'll tell you what, we're not going to talk about it today. That's a, that's a big meaty topic with a lot of people yelling, and we'll leave that to Fox and CNN and whoever your favorite media outlet is. And what we're going to talk about today is something a little more clear cut, and that is, I know you've seen it. Anybody that drives a car, you got to see it. It's the person driving with a dog just loose in their car. Like, how is that even legal? It's probably not legal, but I can't think of anything more ridiculous or selfish or dangerous than just having a Cocker Spaniel running around, hopping on your lap while you're driving a car. Like, at this point, dogs have effectively become children or grandchildren, if bumper stickers are to be believed, and mugs. We're starting to treat them like they're human, which is fine. Dogs are cool. I like dogs. But if we're going to start treating them like they're people, maybe we shouldn't have them just running free in a car going 60 miles an hour. Because a dog in a car accident is probably going to have the same reaction that a person in a car accident does, which is why we have seatbelts and cars that automatically beep and flash and click it or ticket, telling us we better wear our seatbelts. I'm thinking dogs, it should be the same thing. Not only for the dog's safety, like, I don't want to see a dog hurt, but for everybody else's as well, because it's not like the dog is just sitting quietly, some Beats by Dre headphones on, looking at an iPad in the back seat. They're jumping around, they're on the driver's lap. Like, all it takes is one skittish dog to get the retiree behind the wheel to turn their head for a second, and you got yourself a problem. That's not fair. It might not be a retiree. It might be a checked out 38-year-old woman too. I don't know. Just saying. Whoever decides to drive around with the dog probably isn't great at making decisions, and I'm going to bet they're probably not a great driver, so why up the risk factor with just a dog wandering around? People with there's always wiggle room. Your guys with your flatbed trucks and your labs in the back, you guys are grandfathered in. It's like when professional hockey decided that people should probably be wearing helmets since they're skating around and on the ice and punching each other in the head. That helmets would be a good idea. Players got pissed and said, "What do you mean helmets? That's a terrible idea." So they decided, you know what? All you guys that were playing before we made the rule, you don't have to wear them. So there's this weird gray area where you had guys skating around with helmets and without helmets. That's all gone now. Those guys are all long gone. But they got grandfathered in is the point. And so you guys with your trucks and the dog in the back, have at it. That's, if Ford would have me believe anything, that's America. And you guys are welcome to it. Your grandfather, and likewise, folks driving your Subaru Foresters with a cage and a divider, and they got them in the back area, that's fine too. I think, it's better than nothing, and they're not distracting the driver, so be it. But you other people out there that think, hey, I'm just going up to Taco Bell. What's the harm? I got news for you. There's plenty of ways to get distracted behind the wheel. Whether it's your cell phone or your kids or the radio or who knows. A million reasons that you can get distracted. Let's not up the factor by tossing the dog in there. Not only that, it's just so selfish, and it's the most obvious clear-cut thing. It's not like, oh, a cop pulled you over and said you were talking on your cell phone, and you said, no, I was just changing a song so it's plugged in. Like, that's not illegal, right? If it was an iPod, I'd be fine. And then you got an argument, and it's a stupid ticket, and nobody wins. The cop doesn't like that job. But if a cop rolls up on somebody and it's just a chihuahua sitting in the passenger seat eating a treat, that's there, boom, $500 ticket. We're on our way. How are you going to argue that? You're not. Like, this is the most obvious thing in the world. It's not going to save a million lives. We're not curing cancer here, but I would feel a lot better if we could really get the loose dogs off the road. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe get a dog lover calling in and saying, you're out of your mind. I drive better with my dog in my lap. He makes me focus, like Toonces for old people that like Saturday Night Live. He'd be wrong, but who knows? He might be pissed anyway. Anyway, this is an example. This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about things like this. We're going to talk about people doing things they shouldn't be doing just because they want to, which incidentally is what kids do, not adults. So there you go. I encourage you. Give me some feedback. If you're not sure, give it another listen, whatever you want to do. Send tweets, whatever you got, at E4Aholes, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is AO Storm. I thank you for listening and reminding you to be a good person. Have a good one.